Over the last 25 years, we've witnessed the biggest TV stars and entertainment formats fight to keep control of the Saturday night audience. But they've been fighting a losing battle.
The programmes have gone downhill. It's as straightforward as that.
We don't have the big performers like Morecambe and Wise. It's a different world. There are more personalities and presenters on television on Saturday night than there are comedians or entertainers. It's just the way it's gone.
Families don't all sit round together watching television anymore. I think that's very sad, but that's the way it is.
2/3 of under fives have a TV in their bedroom, which I just think is parental insanity.
As a mass entertainment medium, the whole nation sitting down, 15 or 20 million people watching one programme, that has gone forever.
Perhaps the chief suspect in the death of the Saturday night family experience is technology.
From their home in Worcestershire, the Smith family can view the world. For sitting in their garden are 2 huge satellite dishes.
If you want to know what's killing Saturday night, I would say Rupert Murdoch, Sky Television Cable.
And now, the Chairman and Chief Executive of News Corporation, Mr. Rupert Murdoch.
It's wonderful to have so many of you here today to help us launch this truly exciting development.
Multi-channel is now in the majority of homes. 53% of people do have a choice of 100+ channels, and viewers, consumers, can get what they want rather than what they've traditionally been given.
When it was just the BBC and ITV, we were being told that the audience was captivated, and in fact they were just captive. These were prisoners of what there was on offer.
When audiences are given choices, then they absolutely do choose what they want to see. You know, 30% of viewing will now go to multi-channel at the weekend. Why? Because you can have a choice of movies. You can watch sport, whatever sport you want. You can watch something of a saucy nature, if you want to watch adult. You can watch biography wall-to-wall. You can watch animals wall-to-wall. You can get what you want. You are stuck in a sweet shop, really, 24/7.
People like to have choices. Who knows why people don't want to watch a shopping channel at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, but they do. We have grown accustomed to choice in this country, you know, and we have to live with the reality of that.
Saturday, the 12th of June 2004, and the reality for ITV is incredibly depressing. A smaller percentage of the viewing public choose ITV than ever before in recorded history. In case you missed it, 80s mania was Den and Angie rooting through the dustbin of yesteryear, whilst 80s stars sang challenging versions of their old hits. The feeling is gone away when dying means nothing to me. But it's not just viewers of ITV that are suffering. The total number of people watching television at all on Saturday night has dropped by 12 million viewers over 25 years.
The very notion that Saturday night television could ever have significance again is absolutely barking mad. It just flies in the face of all the facts about life in 21st century in Great Britain. You know, everything's changed.
There used to be competition between the BBC and ITV for Saturday night television. Now there's a competition between television and life. You know, television and eating, television and the DVD.
On an average Saturday, 5 million DVDs or videos are rented. Never mind the ones people own or bought in the Virgin Megastore or HMV, 5 million are rented every Saturday night. If you say that just a tiny modern nuclear family, mum, dad, 1 kid, is watching these films, that accounts for about half the population who are not watching television programmes that are being served up to them, but are watching, you know, entertainment that they have chosen in some way.
I think there's a lot more things people like to do on Saturday nights, and I think you can trace the sort of relative decline in numbers on Saturday night down to a growth in the economy, actually. People have a lot more money to spend, actually, and people are doing a lot of different things on a Saturday night. Boys in particular play a lot of computer games, video sales, DVD sales, etc., all up the internet. There's a lot of distractions out there.
Once the pubs had different kinds of opening hours, once it became a British thing that clubs would stay open till all hours of the morning, suddenly the oasis of time allocated to television was gone.
We are no longer what we were. Generations are much more different from each other. Men and women are more different. So in that sense, the utopian idea of a Saturday night assembled the family and satisfied all of them is really no longer possible. You know, the bad news, I think, is that perhaps people share less in common. Good news, people have more choice. They've got more interesting lives. They're doing different things. So they need less that sort of surrogate fireplace that unites them.
I think the reason that Saturday night viewership overall is down is because people are doing a lot of different things that they didn't have the opportunity to do even 10 years ago and certainly not 20 years ago. But I still think if you put the right show up there, and I think that's what Ant and Dec's Takeaway and Pop Idol have proved in the last few years, they can enjoy phenomenal success. But just remember the viewing figures actually. Ant and Dec do about 8 million, Idol certainly doesn't do 10, and those were the numbers at which we started worrying about the House Party and Blind Date.
Over the last 25 years, Saturday night TV has been dealt blow after blow, and it has been shown no mercy. New personal video recorders now store every programme that they think you might like, enabling you to schedule your own Saturday night. But the BBC's not giving in without a fight. There are elements from almost every successful show of the last 25 years thrown straight at its new Saturday night show. There's a bit of old-school variety entertainment, a bitchy panel, some D-list celebrities, a splash of reality, phone voting, and the man who started it all, Mr. Saturday Night himself, Bruce Forsyth, with an oddly familiar catchphrase.
It's nice to twirl you, to twirl you.
In Strictly Come Dancing, the BBC may only have peaked at 8 million viewers, but that represents its most successful Saturday night launch in the past 4 years.
I think a lot of the problems with Saturday night television, they're not really problems at all. It's just broadcasters worrying about themselves. And in fact, most people are quite happy with their Saturday nights, because you ask people sitting at home, well, they're probably having a grand old time because they're flicking around different channels making their own entertainment. Ultimately, the only person crying on the end of their bed about it is the broadcasters. And frankly, who cares about them?
No one is quite sure what we ought to have on Saturday night because the whole audience has changed. If I was in the controller's position, I wouldn't really know what to do. Now, there used to be that Potter's Wheel. That was very, very popular. Maybe we should do that and say to people, get a life and get out. Go for a walk. Do healthy things like swim in cold water. Should be more of that. There'd be less sex on television if more people swam in cold water.
What do you think of television today? There you go. Now, there you go. No. There you go. Tell these, that's rubbish. Tell these people. Tell her. Well, that's the end of it. We're direct. That's the end. You can put it up on that now. That's it in a nutshell. What's happened to variety? You've just told me.
And that's great television. When we said that fella, what do you think of television today? And he went like that. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
We understood every word he said.
And the wife went like that. Aye.